It is late here. To some people, it's late at 6:15 p.m. Yeah, I just woke up from a nap. I can't take naps like I used to no more. They are essential. You do need to take naps to recharge. I do be nodding off for a little bit, but it does kind of throws me off because I'm not being able to take a nap. But anyway, we're gonna get right into it. Today's topic. Today's topic, we're gonna talk about wild ball, Chinese wild ball, and going back on the subject because I haven't made one in a while, and I had some people reaching out to me, especially one guy in particular. He might check out the video because he said he went back and watched all the videos. So this video is for you, my boy. Well, not really for you. Well, it is for you, but it's more so just me answering the question out loud for everybody who might be in this situation. And you're going to find yourself in this situation. I can almost guarantee you're going to find yourself in this situation at one point in time in your career. So it's better that you hear from the conversation that we're having right now today. So he originally reached out to me I don't even know, months ago maybe, and he asked me about wild ball. And I told him, if you haven't watched wild ball, go check out my video because it's too much to talk about in just one setting. You know what I'm saying? It's just too much to talk about in one setting, and it's better that you just get at least a rundown of what I did, because I did my best to put at least 10, 15 things that are the most important that I needed to know when I got there and would help me out a lot, right? So he was asking me about any agent suggestions, and the first thing first, if you ask me about any agent suggestions, yes, I have some type of agent suggestions, but I'm gonna be real with you. The best way that I was able to get myself going, and the best way I was able to get on, was through the other players. Being cool with the other players and getting contacts with other players, other Chinese players, other Americans, the cool ones, because a lot of times if you meet somebody that's in your position, he might not want to put you on because you're going to be taking money from him, because you're technically y'all playing the same position, and you know how that goes. But you never know, some dudes are cool. Like my very first time playing, we played in a tournament when we was there. We played in a tournament, and I just remember one of the Americans on the other team. We were just going out, like we were just talking and whatever, and then we ended up linking with him after the tournament because we was all in the same building, hotel. We was all in the same hotel, and he was like, he was cool with us. He said if you want to get on with this scene, you could get paid this much. I didn't know at the time it was wild ball because it's my first time in China. So he was telling me this, and that, and the third. I'll fast forward a few parts of the story. I ended up staying in China. That's when I ended up just saying I had the ticket to go back home. I bucked the whole ticket. It was my only ticket home. The whole team left. One of my homeboys had got on with a basketball academy, and I went to his city, and they had gave him an apartment. We was living together in the same apartment, in the same room. That's so crazy now that I think about it. Dang, that's so crazy now that I think about it, man. I'm glad I went back to this story because it just reminds me of my first time in China. And the first time I was in China, well, this is what I had to do. Like we went on the tour with the whole team. They took care of everything. We went around. We played against the CBA team, Blase Squaze. He kind of peeped what was going on and knew somebody that knew somebody, and they got him on as a basketball coach. If you go on with a coach, you practice. You train the kids like an hour and a half a day throughout the week, 2-3 times out the week, and most of the times you're going to work on the weekends because that's when they're off, and that's when their weekdays. That's when they do the most of their work. So that's when you're going to work the most. And they gave him first. He was staying with some other Chinese people, and it was just a room. And for when we got there, it was just we was in an apartment. In a hotel. So they gave us a hotel with 2 beds. They gave him the key, gave him an extra key, told him leave an extra key for me because he was going to be gone. He left the extra key for me. I took the key. I went to the hotel room. From there, he moved into an apartment with some Chinese people. We both was in there, thugging it. It was one bedroom. It was the bedroom. We both slept. It was a queen size bed. I slept by the window. He slept on this side. We stayed there for probably like 2 weeks. Every single day. That was my dog. I don't know what. It's crazy. Like me and bro don't even talk no more. At that point in time, we was friends for like 8 years. It's crazy how life is, man. It's crazy how life is. This dude, we done been through the mud too. We went through everything. We started our careers together in the same tour, went through the same thing, linking back up for another tour. We're in China together for the first time, just thugging it out, trying to figure out what's going on. I'm flying over here in places I don't know of course I don't know the language, trying to maneuver. He got the place, I ain't got no place, I ain't got no ticket home. I gotta make sure I get my visa right. I know I can't stay here. I got like a month until my visa expires. It was just so much. And I remember we moved from that. They gave him a bigger apartment, and we went to the bigger apartment, and I was staying there on the couch, thugging it out. And I remember hitting the same guy from the tournament and was like, "Hey, bro, do you think you can help me out, get on with some teams or whatever?" And he gave me the agent name that he was with. And the agent that he was with, he was also at the game. He didn't play, but he always be in China. His name is China Mike. If you ever heard a guy named China Mike, that's my boy. Tell him Arnold said what up. Tell him that's my boy. Tell him I shout him out. Tell him we're one of the best agents in Chinese wild ball. He is definitely one of the top tier, China Mike. So he was actually at the game as well. So he seen me playing. And so when I wrote him, say, "Hey, yo, I'm dude from such and such," he's like, "Oh yeah, I remember you. You was hooping." I was like, "Yeah, I'm out here in China trying to get on with some games. You know what I'm saying? I'm out here." He's like, "Yeah, bro, you got game. Don't worry, I got you." That connection led to me and bro doing a lot of business together. He finding me some games, finding me some showcase games. Like showcase games is also don't just look for regular wild ball games. Look for showcase games. That's why it's good to get to know people. You have to connect. First, I met with him, and then I went and played on the tour. I was on a 3-on-3 like I went and played 3-on-3 to try to make it to the nationals. We actually did make it to the nationals with a Chinese team. I don't know how the hell we made that. We ended up beating out everybody in the and making it to the national. So one of the guys, he was a Chinese dude, pretty good, and he played in the CBA. He played in the NBL, which is the second division. I didn't know. I just know he was pretty decent. He was cool. You know what I'm saying? He put me on with some more wild ball teams. I got cool with a Chinese dude. That same Chinese dude, right before we played the tournament, he was like, "Hey, get a couple of your guys. We're gonna go to the gym and we're gonna play pickup with the boss." When you get to China, you're gonna know. Low bond, boss, they rule China's. There's a boss everywhere. There's there's a boss in every town, every city, the boss. That's all you're gonna hear. The boss, the boss, the boss. So the boss of this team, he was just like, "Hey, come play pickup with us," and they gave us like $200 a piece, $200 a piece just to play pickup. Just come hoop with us. All they're gonna do is just run around, give him the basketball, let him shoot, and everybody just like, it's like a movie. It's like it's really just like that. So, but the point is, I got cool with him, and then when I went to other tournaments, I got cool with other players, and I was cool with the Chinese guys. You play a couple good games, hey, we chat. Get every basketball player that you think, other team, good players on other teams. Try to talk to everybody. Hey, how you doing? It's completely about networking in China because everybody, you never know. One of the Chinese dudes might hit you up. "Hey, I got a game that I can put you on, a showcase game." Showcase game, you go and you just play in like a circus. You go over there and you play. Hey, they pay you like a regular game. You get $400-$500. They're gonna pay. They're gonna fly you out, take care of your food, give you food money, buy you whatever you need to eat, fly you wherever you need to go. So for me, it was about building connections through people, just through running, not even randomly, just making sure that I talk to as much people as possible. Even sometimes I wasn't even trying to talk to as much people, but they were talking to me, and then that's just literally how it all popped off. I just start getting mad. People giving me jobs, mad people start, reaching out, and it's like, and the key thing, if you're going to China, I'm gonna tell you, this is literally the hack to getting on. The hack to getting on with Wild Ball and people. Get a Chinese TikTok. Record all of your games and all of your highlights and post them. I promise you, you will get more jobs that way than you ever think that you can. Get a Chinese TikTok. It's called Douyin. Record every single. Find a Chinese dude in the stand. Find somebody and say, "Hey, can you record this for me while I play?" Get a Chinese TikTok. Do young. Get a do young. I don't care how you do it. I don't care what you do. Find somebody, activate your Chinese TikTok, and post basketball clips. You in the gym, winning tournaments, playing in tournaments. That will get you more jobs and more connections than anything you do by posting on Douyin Chinese TikTok. Dang, that's a hack. And I remember that first year, that first year I was in China, and I had a chick that I was talking to, and she was trying to tell me about, she was like, it's like TikTok. It was called TikTok at that time. It was in China, but it was called TikTok. It wasn't called Douyin before it got to the States and blew up. She was like, it's this thing called TikTok, da da da. And I was like, I don't want to be on no TikTok. I don't know what that is. Instagram, Snapchat. And she was like, oh, I got like 20,000 followers. It's just like you get on here and mad people. And I was like, y'all just trying to copy Instagram. Oh, boy, if I would have got on TikTok in 2000, this was 2017, 18. Oh my God. Oh, if I would have got my TikTok in China in 2018, 17, 18. Oh my God. I can't believe what a drop of the ball, bro. Yeah, I'm still playing. I am in Uruguay right now. We are like a third of the way through the season. I'm in Uruguay right now. And this is just the time that I was in China, and I was just like, man, because I really want to go back to China every year I possibly can go back to China because it's just too much connections. And this is how you build your connections. You got to get a Chinese TikTok. You got to talk with everybody. You got to I got a job. I got jobs, and people want me to play just by going into a regular gym and playing pickup and just getting their WeChat, and somebody will hit you up like, "Are you available? We can fly you out, pay you $300-400 just for this one day and this one game. That can you just you play you hoop? Oh, they like you. We want you to come back." There's so many tournaments, so much time, so many that you could get paid for. It's crazy. It's crazy. You got to do your own connections. You can't rely on no agent out there. Once you get to like, unless you've been in like top league or you build yourself all the way up and you've been in the NBL and the CBA, which is the biggest leagues there, then you connect with some agents and bigger time people. You connect with agents and bigger players and bigger tournaments and get paid bigger money. You know what I'm saying? I've been in the game a long time, so I get paid about 500 a game. The average player first coming in, if you got an overseas resume, you can get paid 300 and up, 300 to 400, 350 to 400, especially if you've been out there. 350 to 450, you can get paid that. That's pretty decent because they're going to keep the games going. I think I talked about it already, where my favorite place to play was in Bangkok, in Thailand. I think I talked about that yesterday in yesterday's live. But this is one of the Q&As that he had gave me. And there is one other topic that I wanted to talk about, going to the Army at 18. I was talking to my teammate here, and he was just talking about, sometimes if you're from the States, I don't know where you're from, uh, Calther? Is that how you say your name, bro? I don't know. But most people who watch this, the majority are from the States, and it's like you don't even realize how good we got it. There are places right now, I think it was Switzerland or Ireland that we were talking, Israel. Israel and Switzerland, I think it was one of the places, and it was just like, at 18, all the boys have to go to the army. Everybody has to go to the army and do 4 years. Can you imagine that? It's mandatory to go to the army and do 4 years at the age of 18. Everybody, and I think they said in Israel, men and women. Imagine a place you live in that you gotta go to the army at age 18 for 4 years. It's mandatory. That is, people in America ain't going to no goddamn no army. They ain't built that as much as. I'm not even gonna get started on all this red pill, blue pill, women's rights, trans, all this craziness, and then you're gonna talk about we're gonna go to the army? Can you imagine that? America is a joke. It is. Once you go outside the country, you start realizing this place is a joke. Hell no, I ain't served nothing. I ain't get drafted, but I do remember when I was in college, someone did call me when I was in school. Dang, that's so crazy. I got out of school 2008. 2008. Oh head, I got into college in 2008 was my first year. That's nearly, oh my God, that's coming up on 20 years. Call me Unc for real. 20 years since I first started in college. I can't believe it. And that time they was calling you. I remember getting a call. I still remember, I don't know why I remember this, but I still remember this to this day. I was in the locker room about to go to practice, and a dude called me. He was like a recruiter. And we was just chopping it up. And it's like, you don't get those calls no more like that. People trying to recruit you to go to the army and stuff like that. You don't get that no more. I got that. Somebody called me, but I was like, I'm in school, and they were like, do you got any tattoos? Yeah, and I was like, yeah, I got tattoos. Are they visible? No. And then I don't even know why I was on the phone with him for so long. I don't even know why I stayed on the phone and talked with him for so long. But it was just like, that's happening now in other countries, and it just makes we don't really realize how spoiled we really are in America, but it's like it's a fool's gold. That's why I talk about a lot here, just getting your finances up and building wealth, especially when you go play overseas and stuff like that. You have the opportunity, because going back to America, if you're not really paying attention, if you're not focusing on your finances right now, forget about it. You're going to get, unless your family is rich, meaning got a couple of millions, and they teaching you how to do that with the money, you're going to be struggling very soon here in America. And it's like, people don't understand what's the hidden agenda. Taxes keep going up. And you're like, I don't pay tax. Yes, you do. Gas prices go up. Chips go up. No more dollar menus. These things add up. Hell yeah, I had to work a second job while hooping. I make sure on this, the whole point of me even creating a whole network to talk about basketball is to make sure that you never, ever stop the money from coming in. That was one of my biggest mistakes, is not hooping or working while I was hooping. Not doing something different to bring in money while I was hooping. When I went home, I didn't work. I just hooped. But guess what? I didn't have no money management system. I didn't know what to do with my bread. I just spent it. I got it. I need to go buy this. I need to go do that. I need to go do that. So I'm just spending. I had to get surgery. I got a kid. I got to do this. And next thing you know, you look up, no money. Down to your last $500. And like, dang, I just played 8 months. Now I only got $500? I need to hurry up and get back and get another contract. What? Done that for years. Same cycle. You get stuck in the cycle. Guys I know right now still doing the same thing right now. Don't know. Don't understand. And that's why this whole journey for me now, you see, I have the network, I have the YouTube, I have the I got the ebook that I create because it teaches basketball players how to create digital products. Why digital products? Because it's online. You ain't got to worry about moving and touching nothing. You just worried about creating something, creating something while you got all this time. Why can I sit here and get on YouTube and do this right? Because I got time. I had practice. I was practice for 2 hours and then I'm done the rest of the day. And I'm just chilling and spending money. And I'm in Uruguay. And that's one of the most expensive places in all, I swear, in all of the world. And all you do is spend money all day and it's mad expensive and you ain't got nothing else coming in but this basketball check. And you still got your life at home that you got to worry about and pay and do those things. And you still living here. So, yes, I got an ebook. I always leave them inside of, I always leave the ebook in the comment section. It's just basically everything you need to start playing overseas basketball. You know, everybody wants to know how to do everything, which I did. I created, but I don't want to get ahead of myself. So the whole video series is about me building wealth, showing guys literally building wealth as I go. So what I created was this network. What comes with it? I created my digital product, which is an ebook. What's also with the ebook? An audio book. What's also with the audio book? A video course of me about the book and everything and live gameplay and what I'm thinking about everything that I explain in the book. I got a course. The course is all my basketball moves, everything, basically change your whole mindset and show you exactly how to be a champion like how I did. This is how I worked out. This is how I trained. This is what I thought. This is what I did. And the best way I can help back to everybody, I'm doing everything I wish somebody else would have did for me. Hardest thing though, living overseas is realizing how to manage my money. Of all the years I played and somebody asked me a question, like asked me what been the hardest thing, I lost family members overseas. I lost my dad. I lost my grandma. I got divorced while being overseas. I got deported. I went to jail. Boy, I lived a hell of a life playing overseas, boy. I have lived a hell of a life, boy. But the hardest thing is managing my money. Now that I think back and look at it all, managing my money. That's why I'm so emphatic on teaching guys on how to manage their money. First and foremost, you got to understand your mind first in order to manage your money. It's not important to you because no one's telling you or showing you or telling you why it's important. That's the most important thing, managing your money. So the whole point I created all this stuff is to teach you how to manage your money, how to grow your money, where to put your money, how not to be in the situation where you got to go home and be struggling when you get home. Or struggling while you playing. There's guys who struggling while they playing. They need that check to come every single month or I'm done. It's hard to go a month with bills and all that and not bringing in no extra money. Not taking advantage of the time that we have right now. That's why I'm building this network and learning and growing and selling products and learning how to trade. I learned how to trade options, invest in my money. That has been the first, managing my money. That was the first thing. Actually, first, getting my mindset right. Learning how to get my mindset to stick to what I say. Can I first stick to what I said I'm going to do? Shoot, I wrote a book about that. I done a couple things. Now, I done wrote a book about that too. But it was all about just managing my money first. If you can't stick to your management system, and that's got to do with your mind. If you can't stick to your system, that got to do with your mind. That ain't got nothing to do with the money you make. It ain't got to do with how much you make. It's about your mind. If you can't fix your mind first, then you can't do none of the rest. And that's just the way it is. That's just the way it is. If you can't get your mind first, and that's why I talk a lot about, your mentality and what you got to do in your mind, because if you can't get your mind right first, you can't do none of the rest, because it won't be important to you. So you got to get your mind right first and say, okay, I need to do this because. You're going to play 10 years like I did, and then you're going to play 10 years like I did, and then you're going to be home like the last live I did a couple of days ago, whereas I played 9 years, won 5, 6, 7 championships, and I had $9 in my pocket and I was working at Walmart. That's what you want to do? 7 championships. At that time it was 5. 5 championships, scoring title, murals on the wall, played in 15, 16 different countries, traveled the world. 8, 9 years in, $100 in my pocket. What separates overseas hoopers? What separates hoopers from the levels like most? Mindset. It's your mind, bro. Once you get overseas, everybody good. Everybody's good overseas. So what's going to be the separator? Mindset. Mindset. You ain't even got to, if you could understand the freedom you have and how to utilize it, that's the key. Everybody want to go overseas to just, play basketball and live the dream. That runs out fast when you ain't got no money in your pocket. It becomes a lot harder. It becomes a lot harder. So what I'm teaching is how to get the money while playing basketball. If you can't, you could, because there's so much stuff that you could do that's gonna make you 10 times more money in basketball. But what you use your, it's like NIL. You're using your own. No one is gonna come and find you and give you NIL and do all this and that. But you can build it yourself. And that's my whole thing. Build it yourself. Build it yourself. Hey man, I appreciate you asking me questions. It always gives me a lot of energy because I get talk better when I'm talking with someone. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate it. We're keeping the live going, the live. I will be going live every single day until the end of the year. It's December 2nd, December 31st. I'm going live every single day. Appreciate it, Kyle. Make sure you like the live and let somebody know I'm going live. I do not have a specific time, but I will have a live video every single day, every day. That's all I got, man. I'm out, brother. I'll holler at you.